A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew, Mount 5:38-42. At that time, Jesus said to his disciples, "You have heard that it was said, 'An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.' But I say to you, do not resist an evildoer. If anyone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other also. And if anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, give your coat as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go also the 2nd mile. Give to everyone who begs from you, and do not turn away from anyone who wants to borrow from you." A healing reflection based on Matthew chapter 5 verses 38-42. Love that rises above wounds. Dear friend, life is a journey where all of us, at one point or another, experience pain and loss, especially from those closest to us. Sometimes it's a cold look, a careless word, or an act that leaves our hearts aching. These wounds may not be visible, but they run deep within our souls. And naturally, when we're hurt, we want to react, we want justice. We want to return what we've received. That's a very human and very honest response. That's why, when we hear Jesus' words today, if someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other also. Give to anyone who asks, our hearts might hesitate. His words sound almost too hard. Not because we don't want to love, but because our wounds still bleed. But if we pause and listen closely, we'll realize that Jesus is not asking us to suppress our emotions or ignore our pain. He is not demanding something absurd. Rather, He is inviting us on a journey of healing ourselves through the act of loving beyond our wounds. From eye for eye to heart for heart. You have heard it said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. This was an ancient code of justice, meant not to promote violence, but to limit retaliation. The Mosaic Law taught it to establish fairness. But Jesus didn't come to abolish the law, He came to fulfill it. And He shows us that justice alone cannot heal. What we truly need is a love that sees deeper. Jesus teaches a new response, not with violence, but with compassion, not reacting from a place of pain, but from a place of inner freedom. And you'll notice, what He teaches isn't weakness. It's the strength of someone who loves, enough to not let hatred take over their soul. The father and his addicted son. I remember a story from the Philippines. A devout father had an only son who fell into addiction, stealing, and repeated arrests. This son even beat his father, stole money, and sold household items. Friends told the father to give up, to disown him, but the father only smiled and said, "I can't stop loving him. Because if I do, he'll lose the last person who still believes in him." One day, when the son was arrested again, the father visited the jail. He didn't scold. He simply handed him a warm meal and a letter. The letter said, "I'm still waiting for you. Every day I pray for you. You may lose the world's trust, but don't lose faith in yourself." That letter became a turning point. After many failures, the son chose to quit drugs and rebuild his life. He later said, "Not because I deserved a second chance, but because someone never stopped loving me, no matter how much I hurt them." True love doesn't ignore wrongs, but it also doesn't crush people with punishment. It takes patience and pain, but it's the only path to healing. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, it means freedom. Dear friend, maybe you, too, are carrying wounds caused by someone close, a family member, a friend, someone you trusted. Maybe they never apologized. Maybe they don't even know they hurt you. And you ask, how can I turn the other cheek to someone who keeps hurting me? The answer is, Jesus isn't asking you to let others abuse your kindness. He's inviting you to let go. Not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve peace. Holding onto resentment only keeps you in pain. Forgiveness is the journey of the strong, not the weak. Think of Jesus on the cross. He forgave those who crucified him, not because they were good, but because he didn't want hatred to spread further. He died in love, and that opened the way to new life. The second mile, rising above ourselves. When Jesus says, if someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them too, he speaks about an attitude of the heart. In those days, Roman soldiers could force locals to carry their gear for 1 mile, by law. Jesus said, don't stop there. Go another mile voluntarily. Why? Because the second mile is no longer imposed. It comes from freedom. The second mile is where you are no longer a victim, but someone who chooses to act out of love. Do you have a second mile in your life right now? A forgiveness not yet given? A patience you're struggling to offer? A good deed you've delayed out of fear of being taken advantage of? Take one more step. That extra mile might feel tiring, but it's where you'll meet Jesus, the one who walked every painful mile just to reach you. A small story at a bus stop. There was a young woman who waited for the bus every day. One rainy morning, she saw a homeless man shivering, soaked and hungry at the station. She wanted to turn away, just like all the other days. But that morning, she remembered Jesus' words. Give to anyone who asks. Don't turn away from those who wish to borrow. She dug into her bag, took out her sandwich, gently placed it in the man's hands, and smiled. Later, she said that was the first time she truly felt Jesus alive within her. One small gesture, but her first step into the second mile of compassion. Final words. Love is the greatest courage. My friend, to love is not weakness. To forgive is not surrender. To give is not foolishness. It is strength, quiet, enduring strength. It is how you tell the world, I won't let my pain define me. I choose to be a channel of peace. And if today you're tired from loving, remember, you are not alone. Jesus walks with you through every step. He sees every scar, every hidden tear, and he says, do not be afraid. I have lived this too, and I am with you always. So if today you're struck on the right cheek, literally or metaphorically, lift your head. Don't let evil steal the gentleness of your soul. Go the extra mile. Offer the other cheek, not to be hurt again, but to say, I don't act from pain. I act from love. That's how you begin to heal. That's how you bring light into the world. And dear friend, the light within you, God needs it. The world needs it too. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Matthew chapter 5 verse 7.